Hi, everybody. My name is Graham Gillen. I'm VP of Marketing for Pureinsights, and we're here today to talk about Google's Search Generative Experience, or SGE, or as I like to call it, what it really means in 2024 when someone says, just make it work like Google. Now, we all know that Google set a really high standard in 1998 when they introduced a simple search interface with a simple search bar that delivered really fast and relevant results using just keyword search. And while Bing has made some great strides with AI, Google still has a dominant market share of internet search today, which is why when someone says, just make it work like Google, it still resonates as the gold standard for search experiences. So given the rise of AI and large language models, we thought we would revisit exactly what it means today when someone says, just make it work like Google. Now, the first thing to know about Google Search's foray into Gen AI is that it's called Google SGE, or Search Generative Experience. In early 2024, it's still experimental, so you actually have to go to Google Labs to actually opt in or sign up for it. And at that point, it becomes something that you can toggle on or off in your Google search. Now, in our first example, let's try something very simple. What I consider almost a keyword search phrase like running shoes. Now, what's interesting here is Google has to decide what your intent is based on very little information. Now, it's decided that maybe you're shopping, so it's offering some query filters at the top to further refine your shopping query. It's offering you a bunch of ads for running shoes, short form and long form. And then finally, you see a very short generative AI answer. It even reminds you it's experimental, but they give you a very short Gen AI answer on running shoes. And it does source some other places you can go look for more information. Then you have to scroll through a bunch of more ads from different brands. You have to go down quite a bit to see what I would consider traditional articles that talk about running shoes. And the facets on the left almost assumes that you're shopping. It's almost like Google wants to be some sort of universal shopping search bar, e-commerce search bar. And maybe that's not your intent if you're looking for information. Now, by contrast, if you go to Google Bard, which is their equivalent of ChatGPT, if you type in a short phrase like running shoes there, its assumption is that you're looking for information. So it actually creates a nice little short article explaining all about running shoes. And if you're an information seeker, this is actually a better answer than what you got from the Google search bar. But I can understand that maybe it's not optimal to display something this long. But again, what was my intent? Was I shopping or was I looking for information? That's kind of difficult. Now, let's give Google a little more help. If I ask for an opinion like best running shoes for women, where I am actually, maybe I am shopping, but I'm also looking for an opinion. You do get the query filters at the top. You get a bunch of ads, and then you get a short answer. This time, it's more oriented towards brands of running shoes for women, so it's taken that into account with sourcing the answer. But again, it really is assuming that I'm shopping here, and you have to go scroll through a whole bunch of ads to come through. You get the facets on the left-hand side again, and then here's where you get a bunch of different running shoe articles. So if you want to compare this on your own by reading different articles, you have to kind of scroll quite a bit down to see where you might look at different sources for that. So again, maybe not an optimal interface. Maybe could use some tweaking to better use a combination of Gen AI and the keyword search results. Now, how about a query that has caused many a discussion in many pubs around the world, like who is better, Messi or Ronaldo? Even Google isn't trying to get into this argument. The Gen AI is not giving you an automatic answer here. It's defaulting to featured snippets. Google calls it featured snippets. It's generally called extractive answers, where it's pointing to a third-party resource and it's highlighting a fact that maybe kind of answers the question. But if you ask for a Gen AI answer, to this rather subjective question, it's actually giving you a pretty vague answer. It says it's a complex topic. I don't want to get involved in this. It has varying interpretations. So I'm going to throw a bunch of facts here at you, and then you kind of make that determination on your own. So funny that the Gen AI approach kind of knows when maybe there isn't an absolute right answer, and it's kind of leaving you with information you can kind of make your own determination on. So not surprising here. So, taking all these examples as a whole, what can we say about what it means then in 2024 when we say just make it work like Google? And how might this influence search on your own website or application? First, you'll note that Google is using a hybrid search model, so they're still leveraging traditional keyword based search as well as AI generated results. Google SGE is still in experimental phase, so you can sign up and try it for yourself, but even Google warns about possible hallucinations in the results, something that you can actually address with your own content by implementing retrieval augmented generation. We also saw that sometimes determining query intent can be a challenge. When somebody types in a short phrase, really maybe it's best interpreted as a keyword search, and maybe the results delivered should be delivered accordingly. We also saw that when you do leverage generative AI, it can be slow by internet search standards. Yes, even for Google. So something to consider when you develop your interface. But that's enough from us. We want to hear from you. We personally think that generative AI can deliver a new modernized hybrid search experience that your users will expect and love. But really, it's something that you need to sort out for your specific application. And we'd love to have further discussions with you to talk about that. So thanks again for listening and hope to hear from you soon.